What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
Amir, Rahimi.
And this week on The Great Debaters, getting into some Big Daddy Kane, y'all. All right, Amir. So we're back on The Great Debaters, about to get into some Big Daddy Kane. But first, please be sure, as always, to hit that subscribe button. As y'all know, it's right down there. It's free. If y'all are so inclined, please support us on Cash App, Unique Access ENT. But always, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, please tell a friend about us so we can keep growing, keep bringing you guys more great debaters, more interviews, more commentaries, more everything here on Unique Access Entertainment. We're aiming for the #1 spot, so please help us get there, and thank you for getting us this far. Now, as far as our top 3 picks on Big Daddy Kane's It's a Big Daddy Thing, Amir, as we get into that, what were your initial impressions getting into this album?
So my initial impressions, I had kind of ruined this for myself because I picked up the compilation first of his greatest hits, The Very Best of Big Daddy Kane. So I had heard a lot of this, or a few songs from this album on that before I had actually picked up the official album itself. So coincidentally, all of my picks did end up making it to that compilation that I'm about to discuss in this video. With that being said, my first pick would be Young, Gifted, and Black, produced by the incredible Marley Marl. And first off, that's just an incredible matchup, Big Daddy Kane, Marley Marl, as we know, what we've heard. But on top of that, the way Big Daddy Kane operates on this instrumental is just something else. Just the instrumental itself is amazing. And then you get 1989 Big Daddy Kane, someone who really was at the top 1%, maybe top 0.01% of rap at the time. Honestly, like, dude, seriously.
Yeah.
And just first off, I like the intro, the sample of Minister Farrakhan, and then Big Daddy Kane stays on theme, talking about there's no pork on his fork, strictly fish on his dish. But aside from all that, aside from even like what he's saying, which he's saying a lot of just genius stuff, some witty punchlines, and just amazing altogether, his flows on this are just remarkable. He has like a few different flows, really, if you just go back and listen to it. Obviously he has his regular flow, then all of a sudden he raps fast and Marley Marl stops the beat. He also has like kind of like somewhat of a tongue twist flow a little bit in a couple of the bars. So Big Daddy Kane, he's really just exercising his skills. He's flaunting them. He's basically, without saying it, he's basically showing how he's the best, if not, or one of the best, if not the best at this time in rap. And this is just one of the premier songs on the album. And also on top of that, I really like how at the end, how it sounds like he's gonna start a new verse, but he just ends up shouting out a few people like Ice-T, Kool Moe Dee, EPMD, etc. Because to me, it actually sounds like he was in the studio and was literally gonna freestyle something, but he just kind of stops, which makes you kind of think as a listener, did he freestyle that previous verse, or was there something written, then he added to it, and then he was freestyling? Who knows? Like, I'll believe anything you tell me, because at this time, I think Big Daddy Kane is just clearly, like, he can do whatever he wants. And I wouldn't be shocked if he just came out and said, like, he freestyled that verse for the most part, because that's the impression he's given off in that last, like, 20 seconds. So, man, this is special. Has to be my first pick.
Yeah, well, Young, Gifted, and Black's also one of my picks. I think it's amazing. And speaking of, on the production side for a second, what Marley Marl did, this beat is amazing, and I love the little wrinkles they put in, like when the beat drops out, when Kane says, like, "Get your damn hands off the mic that I'm choking." Like, those little wrinkles always, bring me a lot of excitement and pleasure as a listener, because it just shows that Kane and Marley had this interaction in this relationship, and they're pushing, themselves and just making a great song and adding these different wrinkles that bring layers and texture and feel and just different things to songs. And Young, Gifted, and Black is a great example of that. It also makes me think, we have Rap Summary, Lean On Me also on It's a Big Daddy Thing, so we hear Marley and Kane still working together like they did on Long Live the Kane, but then, we don't get much of that on It's a Big Daddy Thing. It's just those two songs, really. So hearing Young, Gifted, and Black, Kane being in his zone, and delivering just one long verse like we hear with Paid in Full with Eric B. and Rakim. It's just amazing when we just hear all this great lyrics, the great flows, the great, change of pace and all this different stuff. And then you're like, man, there's no chorus. Man, there's no this, there's no that. It's just, man, he's just rapping and doing a phenomenal job of it in so many different ways. So that's why it's one of my picks, man. Young Gifted Black's phenomenal. So what's your second pick, Amir?
So my second pick is one of the singles, Smooth Operator. I remember maybe even before I picked up that compilation, I'm not sure, but this is one of the earlier music videos I had seen, Smooth Operator. I really like the video. Obviously, I think the production on it is fantastic, and Big Daddy Kane produced it. Big Daddy Kane, when you think of rappers who also produce, you would not have thought that he produced this track or even multiple songs from the album. So he's just clearly talented, and this is not just like a simple production. He's very involved in this beat. If you hear some of the verses, he adds things, he takes things out, just throughout the song. So I think, first of all, the production alone is great if you just want to listen to that. Then you get Big Daddy Kane actually rapping on it, and it's a whole other thing. I like how he's spelling his name out on this, even before K Solo did Spellbound, he was saying B-I-G, D-A, etc., blah, 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 which is very catchy. He does it very smooth, no pun intended. I really like the samples, like the Mary Jane Girls, Marvin Gaye, etc., just super well produced. And Big Daddy Kane, I mean, when you think of like a Smooth Operator 1989, it has to be this guy. Like, the cover, first of all, is amazing. This cover is just fantastic, right? And then also, Long Live the Kane's cover is amazing. And I know Soren just dropped the It's a Big Daddy Thing cover story, so make sure to check that
link
out.
Yes.
But anyways, man, Big Daddy Kane, there is no fronting with this guy on this song at all. And just from the raps, the productions, the whole thing, Big Daddy Kane is really putting all of his talents on display, in my opinion. And it's like a one-man show on this song, man. It's fantastic.
I agree. Smooth Operator is also my second pick. And I think the brilliance of it is that the way that the video is, if you just watch the video, you think he's rapping about a woman the whole song, but he has almost nothing about women on the song, which took me a couple watches of the video to make sure I was understanding it properly, because it kind of threw me off. But it also just shows the brilliance of Kane, that he's able to do this braggadocio song, have all these different styles and flows and accent things differently throughout the song, and be so smooth with it to where you might think he's talking about girls the whole time if you just don't pay attention, but he's not. He's bragging and doing the braggadocio stuff that Kane does at the highest level. And that to me is a testament to his skill as a producer, as a rapper, as a writer, and conceptually he just does a brilliant job on it. And Kane, just wordplay, humor-wise, slick talk, is just amazing. And so Smooth Operator definitely, to me, is one of the best songs on the album. So what's your third pick, Amir?
Third pick. It's pretty tough, to be honest. Like I said, I had heard that compilation first, and it's probably skewing some of my decisions, but it's really, really, really hard. I mean, I kind of want to go Wrath of Kane live. I want to go Warm It Up Kane, like even It's a Big Daddy Thing, the title track. But for me, I really like I Get the Job Done. And also here, Big Daddy Kane, first off, my first choice was the Marley Marl production. My second choice was the Big Daddy Kane production. My third choice, which in my opinion, I think just sounds very different from a lot of this album, was produced by Teddy Riley. And obviously he had like the New Jack Swing thing going on, and I really just like the back and forth between Teddy and Big Daddy Kane in the beginning, and how Big Daddy Kane's like, it must be your husband's payday. It's like, man, Big Daddy Kane he was funny with that one. But it's showing like Big Daddy Kane can really tackle any beat. And this is before, for whatever reason, a lot of people sometimes think that Illmatic was the first album to work with multiple producers, which is odd because this one is, how many producers were on this album, Soren? Six. And these aren't, no-name producers. I just named Marley Marl. I just named Teddy Riley, and there's more. So I think Big Daddy Kane, the way he attacks this beat is great, for one. Then the subject matter. I think Big Daddy Kane is very good about talking about women. He's talking about how for a woman to basically get with him, she has to have a brain. But then he says if it's not, like a girlfriend kind of thing, he'll take anyone from 8 to 80 crippled or crazy, which I think is just like a wild, hilarious line. And just going on this song, I think Big Daddy Kane just masters this instrumental, which honestly, listening to this beat, I don't think a lot of rappers can just do it. Like, who can tackle this beat like Big Daddy Kane did?
Yeah, his versatility is impressive and almost unrivaled, especially at the time.
Especially at the time, and bold move, and he just knocked it out the park. I like the chorus. It is, like I said, it is definitely a little different sonically in the feel, and at the end we have probably like a whole minute of no rapping. It's just the beat and then saying like, work, blah, 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 whatever. But this is like a catchy song in my opinion. I think just Big Daddy Kane just showing like what else is in his bag of tricks. He can rap on a beat like Young, Gifted, and Black. He can rap on a beat like Smooth Operator. He can rap. He can do a live thing with like Wrath of Kane. Dude, he is really like with this long album and then like Pimpin' Ain't Easy, like he just keeps it going. And one thing I want to, before I ask Soren's last track, I just also thought it was interesting how on the tape I'm looking at here, he has one side that's called Suicide and another side that's called Homicide. I also thought it was just very interesting to name the two sides that. But man, he how can you not praise this album as one of the best? It's really great. So that's my third pick. Take it away.
That's an amazing song and I love it, but it's not my third pick. My third pick is Mortal Kombat. And this is another song Big Daddy Kane produced. I'm sure most people at the time that didn't really pay attention just heard it. Probably thought Marley Marl did it or at least somebody else, but no, Kane did it. And I love the scratching on it, of course. I love scratching. The Make 'Em Say Daddy I Don't Want None is hilarious because just using his name to his advantage and someone else, it's just amazing. And then on top of all that, his flow, his style, and how he does something that he's done since Raw set it off, all this stuff of stacking the rhymes as he does throughout. It's a Big Daddy thing. To me, that's just amazing. And of course, he did it excellently on the Symphony as well. But it's just he stacks like on Smooth Operator. He's stacking rhymes. Young, Gifted, and Black, he does it. He does it on so many songs, but Mortal Kombat, I think, is him at his braggadocious best on It's a Big Daddy Thing. And to me, the beat, because it's so hard and so nasty and so violent, it works so well with Kane's chest thumping braggadocio thing, man. And I just, every time I hear this song, which unfortunately is not as often as it should be maybe, but every time I hear Mortal Kombat, man, I just smile. I'm just smiling just talking about it because he just delivers haymakers on here lyrically, and it just shows this dude is phenomenal. So those are my three picks. You guys got Amir's three picks. Hit us up in the comments section. Let us know what you guys think. As always, please like, subscribe, share. Unique Access Entertainment's content, and we appreciate you guys helping getting us this far. I'm Soren Baker.
Amir Rahimi.
Great debaters, y'all.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
What's that 5 on Yo MTV Back with NWA?
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.